guys, so for today's video I thought I would do a little bit of a story time type video where I tell you about my trip to New York. I'll go into a bit more detail about that in a minute. Well, that's what this video is about. But firstly I'd like to apologise, I look really bare. I don't know why I'm apologising, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not like wearing eyeliner or anything like that. I just thought I'd do a little bit of a sit down and talking to you video, or with you, to you video. So yeah, my trip to New York, I went in 2017. Oh, by the way, any pictures I've got of the trip I will sort of put in at the end. This is going to be like one big bulk of a video, if you get me. I'm not going to skip through any of it. It's just going to be a raw story time. So yeah, New York. I went in 2017 and I went with school as part of a business trip. So, no, on a business trip. So we went for 5 days and it was honestly one of the best trips of my life, really. I think I quite like those types of school trips where it's all organised for you and, you know, you only have to pay one price to the school, and yeah, so I didn't go to like the best school in the universe, like it didn't get a very good sort of Ofsted rating, and so this trip was definitely something that probably benefited them as a, well, their sort of marketing ploy, whatever. But yeah, I'll stop rambling on about that. Rambling on about marketing, I'll do that when I go to uni. But yeah, so we went for 5 days and there was about 50 of us, 50 of us going. It was quite expensive, but not as expensive as sort of a lot of people would expect. I think it cost like nearly $1.5 grand, I think. I'm not sure the exact amount because my mum paid for me, but yeah. So yeah, it lasted 5 days, and on the first day we got there like pretty late. Like the flight lasted about 6 to 7 hours. I think it was about 6.5, so we got plain food, and if you know me, you know I love plain food. Like, it's just one of my weird trait type things. Like, I just love it. I know a lot of people hate it. I think on the way there we got a pasta dish. I think we got a choice actually, but I chose a pasta dish. And I put way too much salt on it. There were like people laughing at me because I'd put way too much salt on my pasta. I proceeded to eat it anyway because I was hungry, and then I ended up eating like 5 souffles that people did not want, like chocolate souffles, because they were gorgeous. No one else seemed to agree with that, but they were. And yeah, the plane flight altogether was just fine. On the first plane ride there, I spent it with sat next to my friends and stuff like that. So yeah, and we went with British Airways from Heathrow Airport, so we had to drive all the way down to Heathrow as well before like even getting the flight. Like, the drive there, it was weird, like going all the way to London just to then get on a plane to New York. It was weird. So when we got there, by the time we got to New York, it was like pretty late there anyway. It was about 10 o'clock, I think, in their time, and we went to Hard Rock Cafe. Now, I was exhausted from this plane ride, and so we got food, but I didn't eat much of it. I think I got mac and cheese, and it was like really delicious, but I just did not want much of it at all. So yeah, I think a lot of people were just tired and wanted to go to a hotel. So after the Hard Rock Cafe, we went to a hotel. I think we had a little bit of a walk through Times Square first, and that were amazing. I'll put a picture of that up at the end of the video. And yeah, so we went and we stayed in the Courtyard Marriott Hotel. Now, that was a really nice hotel. I don't know what star like rating it's been given, but I would definitely give it 4 or 5. I didn't have like breakfast there or anything like that. We just slept there, and then, you know, we'd get up really early and sort of go about walking in New York. And yeah, so we didn't like stay there much, but from what I saw of it, it was great. It was a really good quality. I loved the bathroom and everything, so I'm not really going to go into too much detail about that. But yeah, the Courtyard Marriott Hotel, I would recommend it. And then every morning we would go to Morning Star Cafe, which was a couple of blocks down. Yeah, I say blocks, I mean it was it was like a good 5-10 minute walk there, but it was fine, because the breakfast there were gorgeous. I think as part of the sort of school deal that they got, we were allowed like sort of apple or orange juice, and then a certain items off the menu, but if we did pay a little bit extra, then yeah, then we got like pancakes and bacon. So a couple of the mornings I did pay a little bit extra to have pancakes. I tried bacon with pancakes for the first time with syrup on as well, and they were delicious. So yeah, in terms of what we actually did, I can't remember what order we did these things in, but I know that we did sort of do them, like, this is like what memory I've got left of the trips, seeing as it's like 2 years later. So I know on one of the days we went to the 9/11 memorial site. That was sort of, I mean, I've not getting a personal links to the event itself, but I found it to be really, I don't know, it was sort of really weird being there, like, because they'd built like where the towers were before, they'd built 2 sort of water fountains that sort of go underground, and they were really pretty, and along the side of these fountains they had like the names of all the victims of the attack in 2001, and we found out that if one of the names had like a rose stuck in it, like a white rose, it was meant to be that person's birthday on that day. And I just looked at all the white roses and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's supposed to be their birthday, and like, yeah, it was just really sad, really touching, and like it was weird being there considering what had happened, like, you know, 16 years prior to when I visited. So yeah, but it was definitely an experience. I saw the Freedom Tower as well, that was really pretty, and I think we walked across the Brooklyn Bridge to get there as well. We also went at the Memorial Museum, and that gave us a lot more of an insight into the sort of event and, you know, stuff surrounding that as a whole. So that was really sort of insightful. Another thing we did, I remember I really wanted to go to Carlos's Bake Shop off of Cake Boss, which is like a popular YouTube channel. So we ended up going there. I said, because we had this like tour guide who like knew New York pretty well, so if we ever had any free time, you know, we could bring up suggestions, and I'm like, I like to my business teacher, oh, can we go to Carlos's Bake Shop? So he was just like, oh yeah, for sure. So we went there at one point, and that was really good. Well, it was one of the branches anyway of the bake shop, and I got to try the delicious cupcakes from there. They were pretty nice, and I took some home as well, so my family could try them, and to sort of, I think I kept the box for quite a while after that because as a sort of keepsake, but then I realised I had the photo that I got taken in front of the shop. So yeah, that was a good point. I really, what I'm gonna say now, one of the most memorable experiences whilst I was there was probably going up to the top of Rockefeller Center, because on the inside it's like absolutely gorgeous, but then we went up in this lift, or they call it elevator over in America, and it was like one of the most I'm gonna sound really sad saying this, but it was like one of the most exciting lifts that I had been up in, because I don't know, like there was like this sort of screen on the top, and it was sort of like a VR experience in a way. I can't really explain it. It was just really like, if you ever like find yourself in New York, please go to Rockefeller Center if you can. Go in the elevator, in the lift as well. That was really good. So yeah, and the view from there as well. I got like a photo of the Empire State Building from the top of there, and that was really sort of, yeah. So yeah, on another day, I think another one of the days, we went and saw the School of Rock. That was a really good play. Went to see that. I think, you know, theatre is a very big sort of thing in New York, and I can see why. It's a very show businessy like city, if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't. Yeah, so I can't really, I know we went to Dylan's Candy Store at one point as well. That was really cool. We went to Central Park. We took the ferry round Statue of Liberty. We didn't go on the island itself, but I wasn't too bothered about that because it was a really small island, and we got to like get photos of the Statue of Liberty whilst the cruise, whilst the ferry was sort of giving people a chance to look around the island and stuff like that. So that was really good. Yeah, so all in all, it was a really good trip. I think I did a lot more than I've probably said in this video. I should have probably put this trip into like 2 videos, pardon me, for just because of how much we did whilst we were there. We went to quite a few places, like what do you call it now, Bubba Gumps, which is like a fish and chips place, and we went around Times Square quite a lot, went shopping around there. On the plane ride back, we were all just sort of really knackered. I wanted to stay up and wait until we got the plane food and then go to sleep, and the 2 people that were sat next to me sort of decided to go sit somewhere else with their friends, so I had like 3 seats all to myself, and I got like the best sleep ever, like that one could get on a plane. So that was really good, and I woke up just like as we were going to land as well. So that was definitely a benefit of the trip. Like, yeah. So I suppose that was it, and then I went back and got a few souvenirs and like one would. And yeah, I think this story is best told in photos, if I'm honest. So I will put photos at the end of this, probably right here. Yeah. So, photo time. I will see you guys in the next video anyway. I don't know what, oh wait, I do know what I'm going to do tomorrow's video. I think I'm going out, so I'll just sort of vlog that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my little ramble about the trip, but I do recommend going if anyone ever thinks about it and / or has the money. It was a really good trip, and yeah, just make sure you have Google Maps actually, because you can get lost. I know I didn't because I went on a sort of guided school trip, but you know, I had to stay in a certain area. But if you do go sort of freelance at any point, I know I'm probably going to make a return to the city once I sort of get the money. Yeah, so yeah, photos coming up.